Because in the end, lies and misinformation are no match. Freedom of the press is the mortar that binds together the bricks of democracy, and it is also the open window embedded in those bricks. Therefore, embrace press freedom and freedom of speech for a better society in South Sudan. I wish you the very best of this year's World Press Freedom Day on May 3rd, 2021.
Well, a very good morning to you and welcome to the second hour of the Dawn program here on iRadio with me, Emmanuel Joseph Akile. It's Friday, the 30th of April 2021. It's now coming to 23 minutes after the hour of 7. I'm right now joined live in the studio by Honorable Lobong Lojore, the governor of Eastern Equatoria State. We are going to talk about a number of issues, but before that, we will start with the general security situation and general update. The state. It's been a while, Honorable Governor, and welcome to iRadio in Juba. Honorable Governor, to begin with, let's have an overview on the general situation in the state, Eastern Equatoria. What is happening there?
Well, thank you so much again. The general security situations in the state of Eastern Equatoria is reported calm and normal. Apart from isolated incidences of cattle thefts, robbery, sometimes on the highway, and also sometimes in the towns. These are issues can happen anywhere, and we are managing it. So let me say, generally, security is okay.
Right. And talking about generally the security is okay, this brings me to the incident in your state where the humanitarian workers were attacked, and you also condemned the act, and these are some of the staff of non-governmental organizations. And I understand the local youth claim that the NGOs and UN agencies there discriminated against them by recruiting those who come from other states. But it's good that you're with us in the studio. First of all, tell us, what is the genesis of this problem? What exactly transpired there?
Well, thank you. It was also shocking to me, and particularly the majority of the people of Eastern Equatoria, because we believe we are nationalists, patriotic, because according to the history, the revolution started in Eastern Equatoria in the town of Torit, going back in 55, and all this long we have been doing what is required for us as South Sudanese to unite the people of South Sudan. And of the reason, this issue of divisive attitude just happened of the reason with the youth writing letters, trying to divide, first of all, the people of Eastern Equatoria alone, and also try to divide the people of Eastern Equatoria and other South Sudanese. This happened, I could say these are leaflets, because a group of people who call themselves Mujomiji have written letters. And all these letters, there's nobody have signed putting his own name. There are signatures on a blank paper. So I consider them leaflets, but in other way, it is written by some people because they also appear stating that probably they are the one who have written the letter. After I got the letter, I formed a committee to go through and investigate the claims of the youth of this Mojomiji. And the youth, the committee started engaging them. But while looking into the issues they have raised, although some issues are valid on the issue of employment, where I would differ with them issue of segregating, dividing the people. But they continue writing letters to the point where there were some NGOs workers were beaten. This was very unfortunate incident. It is very unfortunate for us in Eastern Equatoria, but we are handling the situation.
Is this the first of its kind?
It is the first of this kind.
And so how are you handling the situation, as you said?
We are handling. We have a committee. We have engaged those youths, and we are talking with them. The majority of them have realized their mistakes, but there are a group of those who are, they may not even be the one who have written the letter, who went and beat some people, but we will handle the situation.
I understand these are some of their grievances. Maybe as a result, they decided to beat some of these stuff. But did you manage to arrest some of them? Because it's a crime.
I know it is a crime. We know when to arrest them. First of all, ours is to calm the situation. we did with the meager resources that we have. We also involve our partners, like the UNDP. Actually, they were built from the money of the UNDP that they've given to us. And the other 4 is purely from the state. And even the one we build from our own money is even bigger in the size, in the office spaces, than the one built by the UNDP. And even cheaper. So this is how we were able to do that.
Right.
But the Payam headquarters, it was purely from the state.
Right.
Of course, that time we used to get monthly grant from Juba. So what we do is, at least we will save some little money to do that. Yeah, so this is how we did it.
Right. Now let me ask you these 2 similar questions, and I'll put them together. First of all, Honorable Governor Lobong, you're not a regular visitor to the capital, Juba. Maybe tell us why is Honorable Lobong in Juba, and whether you've met the president or you are yet to meet him. And some people have been accusing you of staying in power. You are the longest serving governor, I believe. Why do you think the president bestowed his trust in you all that time?
Well, thank you, first of all. Thank you. I came to Juba. I think I've been away for so long in the state. I came to Juba in order to meet the national government, beginning from the president and others, vice presidents and other ministries, to share the views and the situation of the Eastern Equatoria state.
All right.
So I have not yet met the president and others, so I will still meet them. Yes, this accusation of the governor Luis Lobong staying in power for long, I don't know why is it so. Even you, I don't know maybe how long you've been here. This is an assignment. If you get a job and you do it well, your employer definitely will allow you, will continue to renew your employment or your contract. So this is a contract. First of all, in 2010, I was given by the people of Eastern Equatoria. I was elected. They even made a contract for 5 years, and that could not we could not carry the election after that. And then the president renewed that contract, and he will continue to renew it until the time when
without election.
Of course, because it was we were prepared to go for the election, but there was no election for the reason that best known to everybody.
Yeah, the conflict.
So it is not me demanding that I must renew, but I think it is the leadership and it is the people of Eastern Equatoria, and I think the majority of the people of Equatoria, of Eastern Equatoria, renew my contract even if they don't come openly, but they know that I am doing something bad. I mean something good.
You've been doing something good.
Yes.
Now let's talk about something different from doing something good. Honorable Governor, let's talk about scandal in Eastern Equatoria State in your state. You have been also accused of being involved in illicit deals. The Central Report, I understand you've come across that report, which also pin you on this. What is your take? I mean, so many stories about Eastern Equatoria State with your name.
Thank you so much. I think people have been accused by people who have their own agendas. If there are people to accuse me, it is the people of Eastern Equatoria. But the accusation you are talking is from outside. And if there was such a thing, it is the people of Eastern Equatoria who could have rise and accuse Luis Lobong, because they know and they see, and those resources you are talking about belong to them.
Maybe they're scared of you because you are the head of the state, you are the governor. They cannot confront you.
I don't think so. I am very calm person and humble and interact with anybody. and they know very well. Now, in that allegation, I think I have responded. If you might have come according with my response to those allegations, it was baseless allegation. I have never done anything of such. And if there was to be doing that, it could have been seen. Louis could have been having storage building in Juba or anywhere. You could even see by physically, by appearance, how Louis is, where does he stay, what does he has, all those things, nothing. I stay with the people, and when I joined the government, I was not rich, and I was not poor, and up to now I'm not rich and I'm not poor.
Honorable Governor, talk to us a little bit about gold mining in the state, in some of the operations or the activities, the companies, and whether the national government is involved or not.
There's no gold minings in Eastern Equatoria as we speak. And what is going on is what they call local mining, artisanal mining, done by the people themselves. And this has been going on even before I was born. And it is the people doing it, and they sell the way they do it, the way they like it. The government is not in control.
Why?
Of course, even according to the Act, the community is allowed to mine locally. And in the issue of the gold, I'm even hearing people talking about Capoeira, Eastern Equatoria. Even here in Juba, there's a mining going on. In most of part of South Sudan, there's mining going on by the people, by local people. But people don't talk about that. They only talk about Eastern Equatoria or Capoeira. Yes, the artisanal mining is going on by the people even before I came in. Yes, there was some small-scale mining, and when I went recently, I banned it, and there's no any more mining by this small-scale mining.
So what is this small-scale mining you banned, and why did you ban?
It's simply because, one, it was creating problem. People assume that it is the government doing it, and this was done by individuals. They have some detector machines, and it was not benefiting even the government. We are not getting anything. Even in this artisanal mining, we are not benefiting anything. I also banned illegal logging. It was rampant everywhere, and the government was accused of doing it. This is what happened.
And how did they reach to that level with those machines you talked about, and then you banned? You've been the governor of that state for so long. You mean they've been doing this small-scale mining without your without your approval, or without your knowledge as the governor?
Well, first of all, the majority of them have been doing that without approval. Some were getting approval, given some conditions which they don't follow. And so because of that, that's why we have banned it.
Did you carry any investigation or arrest them because it's something illegal without your knowledge as the governor? And do we know how much money you've lost because of the activities?
It is not easy to trace them because, as I said, this thing is done in the darkness by the people in the bushes, and we are not able to control them.
مستمع راديو في كل مكان، 20 دقيقة لرأس الساعة. لسه بتسمع للبث المباشر لبرنامج الدون. ضيف بتاعنا في الاستوديو هونربل لويس لوبونغ لوجوري، حاكم بتاع ولاية شرق الاستوائية، واحنا بنتكلم في بعض من النشاطات في الولاية، وبعد شوية حنرفع المكالمات لتعليقات وأسئلة منك. Let's go for this short break, and after that we'll pick some calls. Good morning. very good morning to you once again. You're still listening to the Dawn program on iRadio. 18 minutes to the top of the hour. It's now time to receive some calls. Dial 11986 or send a text to 13986. Our guest in the studio today is Honorable Lobong Lojore, the Governor of Eastern Equatoria State. Please be precise and brief. We're running out of time. iRadio.
Emmanuel Joseph Okile.
James Dor, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning to you and Honorable guest. Thank you. I will begin by saying, Eastern Equatoria had been peaceful by then, but when you are reappointed by the president, the crisis is started. Even you yourself had been confronted by some of the youth, and you are about to be assassinated. Is this a sign of you being loved of your people, or there are any grievances among you and your people? This is one. Number two, you could not compare yourself with the civil servant workers. Civil servant remain, but there is a main position, like you had been asked before by the Emmanuel Joseph Okile, that you have been accused of staying in power for so long. And you say, how long have you been in this position of yours? This one is a civil servant position which cannot be compared with the state level, where you can work today, tomorrow you leave it, you work for other positions, and somebody come and serve as you said before. So I could not see you here to compare the position of civil servant and you as the governor of the state. So democracy should prevail as it is
Right.
In the constitution.
Right, we got you. Thank you very much, James Dora, for your two questions. Honorable Governor will shortly respond to you. Let's still pick some calls on 11986 iRadio. Hello iRadio. زي ما بقولوا له فضل.
لبون لوجورة وكل المستمعين. عندي سؤال مختصر شديد. هذا يعمل مع خصوص إعادة النسيج الاجتماعي ذات استفادة من الموارد البشرية والموارد كانت البلاد اللي ممكن أن تستفيد منه لأنه بيصب في المسألة العامة. على الأقل لو نقدر نعمل تكامل في التنمية في هذا الوحدة بيننا كلنا سودانيين جنوبيين نعمل سويا. لذلك ده نقطة داير أستفسر منه بما أنه نتمنى كل شيء يصير على ما يرام ونحن كلنا نعمل سويا متكاتفين كل شيء لازم نعمل من أجل الوطن والبلد. نعم.
Right, thank you very much. Abululu was talking about the broken social fabric and also unity and reconciliation among the people in the state. It's a kind of comment, not a question. Hello, Radio.
ألو مرحبا.
نعم فرانكو تفضل.
أنا أقول لك يعني سير الحاكم ليش لبون لوجورة. سؤال بتأكد العدد طبعا سير الحاكم تهيئ لك وحضورك في الفيديو بتاع المراية. وسؤال كأي مباشر لكنه
iRadio.
المواطن الموجود في المنطقة ده بيعاني من الفقر، بيعاني من التشتت، بيعاني من في معظم البيوت بتاعت المواطنين خاصة في منطقة المناطق بتاعت في الإسرائيل في الشرق الإسرائيلية وفي سكنات بتاع الجيش، والمواطن لسه بيتحاجر ما قدر في المنطقة بتاعته. ما الرأي بتاعه شنو يصير الحاكم عشان ترجع في مقوي. ما قدر يرجع في المناطق بتاعهم.
نعم.
والناس قاعدين في التابليكس والسكنات بتاع الجيش ما قدر يتحرك عشان انه يقول الجيش يطلع برا من السكنات بتاع المواطن ويرجع بتاع الطلبه بعدين. يرجع المثال.
Alright.
شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا. Franco Sabit talking about hunger in the state and also displacement of civilians, civil population, especially in Magui. Soldiers have displaced people according to him. Hello Radio. أستاذ مجوك تفضل.
أنا سؤال سيد اللواء. طبعا تم إعادة في ولاية داعت في ولاية زمن طويل جدا. الإنجازات هو العمل شنو؟ لأنه إذا كان في إنجازات ما في إفرازات ورينه كان ما في إنجازات في الولاية يعني كان هو فشل في إدارة هذه الولاية. لأنه ما فشل الانفلاتات وهذا الموضوع في القبلية حتى جاءت في ولاية بدون مناعه ما كان
All right, the network is breaking there, but we got Eustace Majok from POC here. Honorable Governor is talking about. Can you tell us more about your achievements in the state? Because there are reports of insecurity in Eastern Equatoria State. Now it's time for Honorable Governor to respond to the question. Let's start with James Dor, Franco, and then Majok. Go ahead, Governor.
Well, thank you so much. I want to appreciate all the callers who have given their comments and questions. Because of time, I will go straight to answer some questions. Emmanuel Eastern Equatoria was peaceful. And after I came in, there is a lot of insecurity. And even my life was ambushed. And maybe that is a sign of people rejecting me.
That's James Dor, yeah.
I want to tell him it is not true. When I came in, I was reappointed. I went to Torit in July last year. There was a lot of insecurity because of a vacuum that was given, a political vacuum that has existed, the solution of the 32 states. Let me give you the area around Kela, east of Torit. It was no-go zone. The community of Lopit and Paris were not able to access Torit as a capital because the community of Loronyo were blocking the roads. When I went, I engaged those communities. As we speak, immediately the roads open from Torit to Keala, and all those villages were able to embrace peace, except some isolated incidences. And as we speak, the community of Lopit and Paris are coming via Loronyo to Torit and many other areas. There were also high robbery on the way from Camp 15 to Kopeta, and people were not able to move freely unless by escort. As we speak, people are moving. So what he's saying is not true. Instead, by coming in, it brought stability, and the people, even the community alone in the town of Torit, are witness to that, and they are very happy. Now, the time of my life, these are criminals. It can happen anywhere. It doesn't mean, first of all, I went there because there was an incident in Camp 15, and the people who had carried, who were suspected to have carried the incident there or killing, it happened that they are from my own tribes. And those criminals did not look at me as a governor, they look at me as a tribe or a toposa. That was very an isolated incident. Now, the position that you cannot compare civil servant and political position. I don't know whether this Emmanuel have asked. There were people who were elected with me in 2010 into the various positions in the parliament, and up to now they are still there. This was elected position. There were also political position appointed even during the CFA. Some even during the CFA at that time, and they are still there. Why singling Louis Lobong? And many other people, political position are there. And it doesn't mean there is nowhere a rule or a constitution saying you are a political figure, you only say for this and that is it. You cannot renew. As long as you deliver, as long people think that you can still do, you continue to serve. There is no limit for political position or for political career. I can still remember that there are people, when I was still a student, I used to hear them as politicians, as ministers, as MPs. And some up to now, they are still serving in those positions. Why talking about Louis Lobong alone? Now, Somebody whom I could not get his name talk about the returnees and the army occupying the
That's Franco.
Franco.
Hunger in the state and displacement, especially Magui. Yes.
Let me say it. Right now, there is people coming. People are returning from refugees
To their vandalized houses?
into their own homes, into their homelands. I cannot talk about the houses because when there is a war, definitely there is damages. But the people are returning to their homelands. If those who get the houses, they get into their own houses. There is no army occupying any place, except unless there are people also who have talked to the individual to continue protecting their own property. People are coming from Kakuma, people are coming from Uganda, and the community of Madi, you might have not heard, the community of Madi all over the world have decided to return. And they have gone, even here, the youths have gone and cleared their area, Pageri, and people are coming in. So people are returning to their own places, and I want him to go and see by himself, and also let us all encourage these people to come in. Yes, they choose problems, not only in Eastern Equatoria, in the whole part of South Sudan. Last year, there was a failure of crops, there was flood, and so there's hunger. But again, we are talking with partners. There are people are now getting food from WFP and other partners, and in order to encourage these people to be able to cultivate and produce their own food. I actually don't encourage. I don't buy the idea of people being fed by themselves. And this is the mess, and this is the policy of Eastern Equatoria. We want to be self-reliant.
Right.
So we are encouraging these people to produce their own food. Somebody talk about my achievement. I think I have stated before a few achievements that I have done. It speaks by itself. And it is, I have seen also that sometimes they have been put in social media. The physical infrastructure that I have done, the ministries, the schools that we have built, the roads that we have done. Even when I went recently, there are things that are going on. I wish this fellow comes and visit Eastern Equatoria and see by himself and compare it to other places. So this is what I can say. Thank you.
Right. And just a quick one, Honorable Governor. Locals, about the gold mining once again. Local people there, they sell their gold to foreign business men and women, especially from Somalia, running commodity shops in Kapoita. So how do they really get the gold? And whether, since they are not really licensed, do you think it's the right thing to do?
It is not the right thing to do. Let me say it. Generally, the government has not come with a policy that impose for foreigners not to buy gold.
You mean the national or the local government?
But from the national to local.
State,
even if so, we cannot, it's not easy to impose that law because our borders are open. It is not easy to check whoever carrying gold or not at the borders. We tried that in the state. It was very difficult because gold is not something that you can see. It's not like a cow that somebody seeing that a cow is somebody driving the cow. It's a small thing that you can put in your pocket, and it is all in Eden. It is a black market thing, and the miners are everywhere, and they come and they deal with these people in darkness without the government knowing, and it's not easy to really stop it unless we come with a mechanism that will control our borders and we check anybody going out.
Right. And Honorable Governor, there's this question of Lopa Lapfon. do not know more about this issue, and it has been there for years. Can you really break it down to our listeners? What is really happening?
Thank you so much. I am happy that you have raised this question because I've seen people are talking about it in social media, writing, and I've also been getting so many letters in my office. Some are condemning me of changing the name called Lopa to Lafon. Let me say this to the listeners, and in particular to those who have also been writing letters, particularly my people from Lopit, my people from Paris, the Tenet, and the people of Lapon County. I came in as a governor in 2010, and I found that problem there. And when I also continue to follow what the former governor was doing. And I was alerted that why are you using the name Lofa Lafon? Or, I mean, first of all, why are you using the name Lofa? And I said, this is what I got in the document here of the governor, the former governor.
And who was the former governor?
That was Aloysio Marojeto. And I was availed a document of oral of establishment, which was signed by our late chairman, Dr. John Maber. The establishment of oral establishment was in 2004, establishing most of the counties in Eastern Equatoria, or even in the whole of South Sudan.
Right.
The oral of establishment is written Lafon County, not Lofa Lafon. I tried to talk to the political leaders and the community. Can you come and agree together which name do you want? During all my time, they could not agree. Now, there was a solution was that I created as the two part of this, the Paris and Lopit and Tenet and the part of the Latuko.
Right.
To have their own administrative area.
Yes, Honorable Governor, I beg your pardon. We're now going for the news in Arabic. Few minutes, and after that we will continue. This is a special edition because we have a number of questions the governor is going to answer. Also, is going to talk about his plans in the state. Al-Hadi Hawari will join you shortly with the news in Arabic, and after that we will continue. Good morning.
التنكر لما اشتعل النار وتسبب في الانفجار، ويقال ان العامل المجهول
where the headquarters is. Recently, we, as you know very well, because of the peace, people return back to the 10 states. Returning back to the 10 states means we must also return back to the previous counties with their names. And for us in Eastern Equatoria, we have 8 counties which were established since 2004. And with their names, and they are still there. Now, when we are proposing the counties commissioners by the parties that are signatory to the agreement, we had the problems. Which is the name, and who is from which community the person that will be the commissioner, and if at all is appointed, where is he going to stay as the headquarter, and what name should we forward to the committee. And we engage the intellectuals of the 2 communities, or the 3 or 4 communities. The people who are there generally agree of the name Lafon to be called Lafon as it is, because it is in the oral of establishment. And then we begin with the issue of the county headquarters. So we said, okay, let the headquarters be in Magic, in the area of Lopit. Because it is like that in the document. And so I do not have any other name, any document, authentic document, changing the name Lafon into Lofa or Lofa Lafon. This is what I can say.
So what is the name as we speak?
Officially, the name is Lafon County.
Lafon County. Thank you for that explanation. Now, Honorable Governor...
Of course, this is what is in the document.
Yes.
The other communities on the other side of Lopit say they don't know the name. And the party said they want the name. So it is required both of them to sit and agree what name do they want, if there is any change, and there is a process. We will forward this thing again to the leadership, who will then change, because there's nobody can change a decree which was issued by a president, except the president.
Yes, but have you involved yourself in this already? Because you know there's already disagreement in front of you among the communities. Your role as the state governor.
We have done that several times. These 2 communities cannot agree. They did not agree on what name it is.
So what can be the way forward?
The way forward is to forward it to the leadership. And even the leadership, we cannot create a name without let the people agree. They have to agree. They have to propose the names. I'm asking them to propose a name that they agree, and I will take it forward.
Have they proposed the names?
Never.
So you're waiting for them?
I'm waiting for them.
Right. Let's go a little bit back to the issue of the projects. Some people are also saying that you are diverting some of the key projects to Capoeira, which is your birthplace. What is your reaction?
I am just less than 1 year, and there's no new project that I have established. Yes.
We are not talking about the new government unity government.
What is it? There was nothing new. When I was the governor of Eastern Equatoria, what I did was the 8 counties and the 24, how do you call it? 24 Payam headquarters, and the police outpost, which was equally done, is recommended by the Council of Ministers. And there was another one was the model schools. We had established 2 schools, one in Torita and one in Capoeira. These were 2 only. What else? And if they are talking of the new one, yes, when I was in Capoeira, we did some projects, and they're still going on. And that's why the old project which we did when we were in Capoeira. As of now, we have not done anything amusing.
All right. And let's talk about the rainy season, especially in Magui County, Honorable Governor, and the issue of the cattle headers in the state. What are you doing to address that? Because farmers are expected to go to their farmlands and cultivate.
I think we are reaching a solution to that problem. We have talked with the cattle headers, and I think they are moving. They have also talked with the communities. They have also made some. Motivate. So the cattle are going peacefully.
And people, especially in the diaspora on social media, saying Nimule is now taken over by other communities, not the inhabitants, because they have been chased away from the area because of the conflict in Magui as well as especially Nimule. Is it true? When you go to Nimule,
I don't know whether we can use the name chase away.
Conflict, of course, chases people, right?
Yes.
Insecurity.
Yes. Yes. You know, Nimule is a town, a very strategic town at the border, and every human being would like to have a piece of land there, and therefore people have rights to Nimule. And if you see an empty place, they settle. Nimule has not been demarcated. It is not the government. It is people are settling by their own. And again, I also blame the community of Nimule, because sometimes they are the one giving pieces of land to this individual that they are saying they have chased them away. Yes, there are people who were found there after the peace. During the war, there were people there. And when the peace was signed, they remain there, and they're supposed to leave the places or the plot of individual of the owners, and that will only be done by law. And therefore, Nimule is not demarcated, and so people are settling just like that randomly. And you go, you talk to a chief or whoever, they give you a place of land. It is not the government. We are not a part of it. I tried that sometimes back to ask the community if we can demarcate, so that these people who are settling alone, they get away from the places.
Yeah, you're saying the community, but let's not forget the transitional constitution of the Republic of South Sudan. It says land, of course, belongs to the community, but it's to be administered by the government.
All that part of the ministry of the government, the community have refused to listen. They do not want to hear that. The fact that the land belongs to the community, so the community are the one owning the land, are the one selling the land.
So you have surrendered as the government to the community?
We have not surrendered. But we are talking because you cannot use by force. We are trying to tell them so that they understand that we are the one, the government is even the one supposed to protect their land, to safeguard their land.
Yes.
But they continue to say they were ours. We don't want the government to come in.
Right. Governor Lobong, since we're talking about Nimule in the border, let's also talk about the border issues, your state, in the state. How your relations with the bordering
the issue of borders, these are a prerogative of the national government. Ours at the state is to create relationship with the neighboring community or the local government at the borders, and we are doing that. But the other issue of where it is what the borders exactly, it is the national government. So far we are doing well. We are interacting. People are communicating with the neighboring communities and the local government on the other side, on the border of Uganda and the border of Kenya, and also the border of Ethiopia. You know, we are bordering also Ethiopia, the southern part of Ethiopia. So to that extent, people are interacting, they are moving. Of course, sometimes there are some problems, but we are managing.
Right. And let's briefly talk about the Revitalized Peace Agreement. How are you working with other parties to I understand you're the governor, but also this is a unity government in the state with the shares from different parties. Recently, I understand President Salva Kiir wrote a letter of disappointment. He was disappointed by some of the leaders in the state because of the power struggle, the issue of protocol governance in Lake State, for instance. You go to Western Bahr al-Ghazal, Western Equatoria, between the governor and the deputy, the issue of protocol. So how are you dealing with these, with other parties to the Revitalized Peace Agreement in your state?
So far, I'm sure you might have not heard anything, but we are doing well. It is only understanding the Revitalized Peace Agreement, the government of national unity, what is that detail, what is required, and also talking to these people. For us in Eastern Equatoria, recently we established a forum where all the parties signatory to the agreement will have a meeting after 3 months to evaluate how are we doing. Are we implementing it peacefully? I mean, rightly? Is there any challenges? So yes, I also want to say this. Yes, there are challenges, but it is we to manage the challenges. First of all, this government is formed by parties, and again, is appointed. All these people are appointed by the president, not by the governor. So some people feel I am equally to the governor because I am also appointed just like him by the president.
The same appointing authority, yeah.
Same appointing authority. And again, I don't belong to his own party. These are attitudes, these are characters of human being. But you have to manage them. I have seen that.
In your state?
In my state. But because I understand how human beings behave, we are managing it slowly. I am not reacting to it. We always call and we talk about it. That even if we have one person appointing authority, even if we are from different parties, but we are sons and daughters of Eastern Equatoria. Our task is to implement the peace. Our task is to deliver the service to the people of Eastern Equatoria as a team. Now, many have understanding, So the majority have understanding now, and we are going well, and I'm sure we will continue to do so.
Right, and now, Honorable Governor, talk to us more about some of your upcoming projects and your plans in the state as the Governor of Eastern Equatoria in the new unity government.
Thank you so much. I have 7 main issues or projects that I intend or plan that I put down and with my team so that we implement this thing. So it's one, of course, is to continue to restore peace and stability in Eastern Equatoria. This is an ongoing issue. You cannot say we have finished it already, because without peace and stability you cannot do much. The second is installation of power plant in the major towns of Eastern Equatoria. Want to make sure that people in the major towns have power, so that other small industries, investors can come and do something. And in fact, I have a dream to make sure that within the state capital of Torit and Kapoete town, we have a dream or a plan to enter into public-private partnership to build a specialized state hospital, referral hospital, with modern equipment, so that the people of Eastern Equatoria should not continue going either to Juba or going to the neighboring countries for medical attention. We want to construction of tourist hotels in Katire and Kasayangwar and Kurum areas. These are tourist sites. We want to make hotels so that the people who are coming to tour, they have a place to sleep. We want to continue the construction of 2 model boarding schools, secondary, in Torit and Kapoeta, which I started 2 long time ago. The one in Kapoeta has been going on with, of course, with challenges of resources. But I came and I found that the one I left in Torit was left and completely was destroyed. the properties, the building material were looted. Just to say it was somebody who was saying I'm constructing or I'm concentrating on Capoeira. Things I do always, I have done that, and they left the one for Torit, and he said we're continuing after they left. I have a dream to engage my counterpart on the Kenyan side to connect power to Capoeira town from the Dapal to Narus and Capoeira. It is nearer there. These are the main plan or project that I want to do.
Right.
If I get resources.
So, very interesting points and dreams. How are you going to make sure that these dreams are realized, become a reality in the state?
That's why I'm even talking to you, to everybody. Let us put an end together. And for those who are in diaspora from Eastern Equatoria, if they're hearing, this is my plan, and I want them to come and help.
They're watching you actually now.
Very good. So let them come and help. We are doing partnership for those who have resources, for those who have people that can come and do this for us, particularly the hospital, particularly the schools, so that our children will not go and look for education somewhere. We have the best education at home, and it's cheaper.
Yes, help will always come, Honorable Governor, but when you also exert effort, so what effort are you exerting as the state government to generate your own resource so that maybe the people you're asking can come in now and help?
We are doing that. We are sensitizing our communities to contribute. We are sensitizing our community to pay taxes. Do you know that? In South Sudan, the people are not paying taxes. The majority of the people don't pay taxes except the working class. Long time ago, all over the world, everybody pay taxes. The cattle keepers don't pay any single thing. The farmers don't pay anything. We need them to pay taxes, so that we use these taxes for development.
So you're going to tax the cattle keepers in the state and the farmers?
Yes.
When?
When after the sensitization. We want to sensitize them. First of all, if they let them accept, let them know why they should pay taxes.
So if they're listening to you right now, why should they pay taxes?
We pay taxes so that we use the taxes for their development.
Right. We're now coming to the end of the interview. Honorable Governor, any last remark you would like to share with us, the people of South Sudan, inside the country, and those who are watching you live on our Facebook and YouTube channel as well?
First of all, for the people in diaspora, all South Sudanese in diaspora, let them bring the skills, the knowledge they've acquired in diaspora, and the resources they have to come and invest in South Sudan. You see here, in the market, it is most of the majority foreigners. Why our people cannot come and invest and do business here? Even water tankers alone is managed by people who are not South Sudanese. Let them bring those knowledge and resources here. Two, they have to advocate positively for South Sudan, so that South Sudan is taken away from the list of being was a bad country and what sanction, because it is they who will suffer tomorrow. It is our children who will suffer about that. Thirdly, they must unite. Let them talk knowledge of unity, of peace. For those who from Eastern Equatoria, I would like them to contribute money, even if they don't give to the state. Let them do something in their own counties, in their own payams, in their own villages. Let them do something there. What I build health center, they build what? This is what I need from them. And my office is open. I am ready to listen to them, and then they come and do whatever. For the youth in general in South Sudan, I'm very much disappointed when I hear the youth in different regions quarreling and targeting their own brothers and sisters from other region, and particularly now in Eastern Equatoria. If we have been blamed as politicians that we are now again the youth are the one dividing the people, dividing themselves. I want them to be united and let us talk what is common for all of us as South Sudanese. Let us stop this regionalism, the tribalism issue. And particularly my youth from Eastern Equatoria, they should stop targeting or criticizing other communities in Eastern Equatoria. Generally, I want to say in Eastern Equatoria we are doing our best, and I want everybody to join hands so that we deliver what is required, what our people need from us. The services, we need the good schools, we need the good roads, we need peace. These are a few things I can say.
Right. Thank you very much, Honorable Luis Lobong Lojore, the Governor of Eastern Equatoria State, for joining us on the Dawn today. Well, remember, coronavirus is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones from the coronavirus. Wash your hands with soap and water regularly. Wear your face mask. Maintain social distancing and keep at least 2 meters apart. Together, we can stop coronavirus from spreading. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of The Dawn. Don't forget to join us again on Monday at the same time to get the latest on what's happening in South Sudan and beyond the borders. Well, up next is the Stock Show with Lady Lean. On behalf of the Dawn team, my name is Emmanuel Joseph Akile. Do have a great weekend.